Well, House Republicans are pressing the Biden administration in the meantime to review the $2 billion fund New York created to provide relief money to illegal immigrants in the state. Our next guest, Budget Committee ranking member Congressman Jason Smith, is one of those Republicans, and he wrote a letter to President Biden's America Rescue Plan coordinator, Eugene Sperling, saying in part, given the questions raised by the actions of the state of New York, we sincerely hope that you will use your position to protect the integrity of the American taxpayer dollars and put American families first. Joining us now to discuss is Missouri Congressman Jason Smith himself. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate your time today.
Great to be with you all.
So let's talk about what the state of New York is doing. They're talking about this one-time payment of up to $15,600 to undocumented immigrants here in the state of New York who can prove that they lost their job as a result of the pandemic. That adds up to a lot of money, considering that there is approximately 500,000 New Yorkers who are, in fact, undocumented.
You know, it's unacceptable. When the Biden bailout bill passed, the Democrats at the darkest night of the hour, they changed the funding formula that rewarded all of their blue state governors. And by changing it from the prior 5 COVID packages, it gave a windfall to those blue states. The biggest windfall went to California. The second largest went to the state of New York. And the windfall that the state of New York had was $2.1 billion of an increase on top of what they were all going. And then the state of New York just recently passed a 2.1 budget that sets aside money solely for illegal immigrants and giving them a $15,600 check. That's why we've asked the administration to look into this, because it's unacceptable. It's not just a coincidence that that 2.1 million increase that they got from the Biden bailout bill is also the same amount that they're using to give to illegal immigrants.
Yeah, and people just have to kind of show some sort of documentation or proof that they lost their job during the pandemic, and then they get that one-time payment. I'm simplifying it, but it is a fairly easy process. What do you hope to accomplish by objecting to this, and do you think you have a chance to stop these payments?
It's all about the taxpayers. It's a simple process of what New York did. If you're not a citizen and you're an illegal immigrant, you can get a $15,600 check. That is way more than what any U.S. citizen has received during the devastation. The state of New York should be helping out all those small businesses that they've shut down. Hundreds of thousands of small businesses will never reopen again because of these lockdown measures that the governor in New York put in, the governor of California, and all these other governors. But instead, they're rewarding these illegal immigrants that are living in the country. It's unacceptable.
Yeah.
Yeah, and as we were saying, that could add up to about 500,000 New Yorkers. I know that you had requested a response to your letter by April 16th. Did you, in fact, receive one, and where does all this stand?
It's much like everything else with the Biden administration. We hear crickets. All that they care about is taking away our rights and liberties and continuing to put control on U.S. citizens. And we've heard nothing. We followed up again, and we're going to continue to follow up because the Budget Committee deserves answers. We deserve oversight, and we're not going to give in.
Let's talk about what's coming from the Biden administration. What is getting the most attention from you? Because there are a number of things that they want to get through. They want an infrastructure package, $2 trillion. They want to add possibly D.C. as a state. They want to pack the Supreme Court. What bothers you the most? What's on your radar?
I mean, there's so much, but let's just think about this. Speaker Pelosi has passed numerous bills through the House, giving amnesty to illegal immigrants. And just this week, she passed a bill to guarantee migrants access for lawyers to help game our system. Let me tell you, if the people crossing the border were card-carrying members of the NRA, she wouldn't be giving them legal counsel. She'd be building the wall herself, brick by brick. You think about the infrastructure package, $2.3 trillion, and less than 6% goes to roads and bridges. Less than 2% goes to airports and ports. $600 billion goes to implementing the Green New Deal. $400 billion in expanding Obamacare. They are doing everything they can to fund their progressive wish list, and we have to work hard to try to stop this stuff from coming into effect.
Hey, Congressman Smith, quickly before we run out of time, no doubt you saw this mother in the state of Georgia who's gone viral talking about why her child should no longer have to wear a mask. I know that you're leading an effort along with Senator Mike Lee to pressure the CDC to kind of change their stance on that and say children no longer have to wear masks. Tell us about that quickly.
The mother in Georgia is exactly right. It's unacceptable that the CDC requires kids to wear masks whenever kids are not nearly affected like everyone else with COVID. People's being vaccinated. The masks on kids are useless and they should be taken down. And CDC should follow the science and make sure that that happens.
All right, Congressman, thank you so much for being with us, sir.